Hey, what's going on guys? Arekkz here, and today I want to talk about The Legend of Zelda, Skyward Sword to be precise. I want to talk more specifically about the potential for Skyward Sword coming to Switch, thanks to a recent listing that showed up on Amazon. Now, this is of course, rumour at this stage, so as is always the case, until Nintendo confirms something, take this with a massive pinch of salt. However, there have of course been, for quite some time, a lot of kind of rumours doing the round, both for Mario games and for Zelda games. Of course, this year being the 35th anniversary of Mario, so of course there's, the potential for Sunshine and 64 and other kind of potential ports coming to the Switch. But that same conversation is being had for Zelda surrounding games such as Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, Wind Waker, because next year is of course the 35th anniversary for Zelda, which is incredibly exciting. I'm kind of hoping that also means that maybe Breath of the Wild 2 will drop next year, and we'll speak more about that in a separate video. But Skyward Sword, honestly, it's funny. I know with a lot of people, this game seems to be quite a divisive one. I personally really enjoyed it. I mean, there are very few Zelda games. In fact, there's only really one Zelda game that I didn't enjoy, which was Spirit Tracks, just because I hated playing that stupid instrument. Anyway, that to one side, I really enjoyed Skyward Sword. I love the visual style for it, I love the world for it, I even love the kind of upgrading weapon system. Like, there was so many cool things that I personally really enjoyed about that game and that world, and having the ability to play that on Switch would be fantastic. So, with that being said, what do we know? Well, this all basically comes from an Amazon listing. We often see this where, Amazon will put up these listings for games that are soon to be announced, things like that, and that sometimes kind of, leaks things or reveals things ahead of time. And Wario64 on Twitter, he posted that on Amazon UK. Normally it comes from like Amazon Spain or other places like that, but this time Amazon UK, they put up a listing for The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword on Switch, and the link has of course now been removed, but the screenshot was shared. And this listing was, of course, being from Nintendo, and the platform was clearly shown as Nintendo Switch. Now, of course, Skyward Sword first released in 2011 on Wii, and it's notable for making full use of the motion controls available at the time. Now, of course, a port of Skyward Sword would be interesting because, motion controls were integral to that game, meaning that they would, of course, somehow have to be adapted to Switch. Switch does, of course, have the much more precise Joy-Cons, of course, with the, more advanced motion control technology, so that in itself would potentially translate quite well. However, another interesting thing to note about this listing is that it was listed for £69.99, which is a bit higher than the standard price for a Switch game in the UK. Now, obviously, this could just be a placeholder price, but it could also suggest that maybe you might be getting something extra along with the game to kind of help solve that motion control issue. You guys might remember that the Wii version of Skyward Sword came with that kind of Wiimote Plus, which you could extend to basically give you better motion controls for the game. So, I feel like maybe you don't need that for the Joy-Con because the Joy-Con is supposed to be really good anyway. But hey, maybe there is some kind of additional element, something that they've kind of worked into it to basically, allow it to work well on Switch. Or maybe the price just that way because they're doing like a big old collector's edition, which would be fantastic. I would love that too. Either way, that is basically as far as that listing goes. Eiji Onuma, the producer of Zelda games at Nintendo, has also hinted at remakes of Skyward Sword in the past, stating in interviews that a remake was definitely possible, as well as hinting at a remaster at a Zelda concert in 2018. To lend further credence to this, there is also rumours going around that there is a Nintendo Direct, rumoured for later this month. Now honestly, would we see something during that time? I'd love it if we did. I feel like it's more likely this year that we'd hear more about the Mario stuff, just given that this year is, of course, Mario anniversary and whatnot. So I feel like probably there's more chance of hearing about, Mario Sunshine on Switch or Mario 64 on Switch. But if there was the ability to kind of like roll both of those in, then I would absolutely love it. The chance to go back and experience Skyward Sword again, I would love that. And of course, for anyone that hasn't played it, being able to play it on Switch would be fantastic. But for the time being, that is basically all we have to go on. So let me know in the comments down below though. What do you guys think? Where do you stand on Skyward Sword? I mentioned before, I know, I've spoken to quite a few people. This seems to be quite divisive. For some people, they really don't like Skyward Sword. Honestly, I never quite understood why, because I just personally love the game myself. Admittedly, maybe I was a lot less critical back then, back when I was just kind of playing games before creating content. But either way, I really enjoyed it. Let me know where you guys stand down below. Do you like this game? Have you played it? If you haven't, would you jump into it? And of course, be sure to keep it locked because as and when we do find out more, I am definitely going to keep you guys up to date because Zelda's my jam. I love it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to stick around, subscribe, turn on notifications if you don't want to miss our future videos because we've got plenty more coming your way. Thank Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget, if you haven't already done so, you can join the Arekkz Gaming Discord. We've got an awesome community over there with so many different channels for you to chat loads of different topics and different games. I'm in there, the team's in there. If you guys want to chat with us, find people to play with, it's just in general a great place to be. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to turn on those notifications so you don't miss any of our future uploads.